Hey y'all, welcome to the Creative Grassroots Garden, located in Northeast Florida, growing Zone 9. I'm Jen, and in today's video, I'll be sharing some easy tips growing one of my personal favorites, collard greens. It generally takes 6 to 12 days for seeds to germinate. My collards were sown from seed about 2 months ago and are now ready to be transplanted to the garden bed. Collards do grow quickly and can technically be harvested at any stage of growth. On average, it takes 85 to 95 days from seed to harvest. Collard green leaves under 10 inches are considered to be more tender and flavorful compared to leaves larger than 10 inches. Larger leaves can have a bitter and stringy taste. Preparing the garden bed will be my first step before transplanting the collard greens over. I'll be breaking down the old vegetation and covering it with soil. By doing so, over time, it will break down into healthy microorganisms and bacteria, improving the soil's overall health. To help prepare the soil and holes for transplant, I'll be using a box cutter, hand shovel, and fertilizer. The box cutter definitely comes in handy. It helps make it much easier cutting into the tarp. By marking an X onto the tarp, I can fold the flaps under and inward, creating the perfect space to drop in my collard green transplant. After the tarp is cut, I'll be using a hand shovel to remove just enough soil to place in the collard green. Collard greens love fertilizers high in nitrogen. I'm using a Spoma organic blood meal, and this stuff is absolutely fantastic. I've had great success in the garden using this fertilizer. Using a bone meal is also very beneficial. When adding my fertilizer, I generally don't measure it out. I kind of just eye it, putting between 1 and 2 tablespoons per hole. I'll be topping off my collard greens with more fertilizer about twice a month. After placing in the collard green plant, I'll be loosely adding soil and packing it in. I have a total of 11 collard green plants, so for my next step, I'll be spacing them out to be planted, and I'll be repeating all the same steps for each plant. Now all my collard green plants are in place and separated 2 to 3 feet apart. So it's time for me to get the rest of these planted. Collard greens love full sun, but they'll also grow great in partial shade. They do grow best in a fertile, well-drained soil, with a soil pH of 6.5 to 6.8. Collards also enjoy a regular day-to-day watering. If you have a limited growing space, your collard greens can be planted much closer together. They also grow great in containers. All of my collard greens have been transplanted, so for my last step, I'll be giving them a good watering to help them get acclimated. In a couple of weeks, I'll be sure to share an update on the progress they have made. If you have any questions or comments, please drop it down below. Thank you for taking the time to join me over at the Creative Grassroots Garden. I'm Jen, and I'll see y'all next time. Have a great day.